So, FIRE. It seems like a lot of hard work, and it seems very difficult to achieve, which are both true to an extent, but in today's video, I'm going to go over why FIRE is actually the easiest and honestly laziest life path that you can imagine. Hey, my name is Tucker Krause, and welcome to my channel, where I detail my investing journey as a 14-year-old and give my thoughts and opinions on a variety of personal finance-related topics and issues. In today's video, I'm going to be going over why the FIRE movement is actually like when you think about super easy and kind of the lazy way to go through life compared to, being normal. So, I imagine you might be asking, what is FIRE? Well, it's an acronym. Financially independent, retire early. The idea is that by investing and growing your wealth and being extremely frugal throughout your 20s and early 30s, that you'll be able to retire by your late 30s to early 40s and just live off these dividend payments or taking small amounts of capital out of your savings, allowing you to be, as it says, financially independent and retired early. So you're probably now saying, well, that sounds way too good to be true, way too optimistic, which to an extent, I completely agree with, right? That's very reasonable. But I'm still willing to give up, my 20s and 30s, live very frugally, work very hard through them, if there is that chance that I don't have to work into my 60s, even if it's a very difficult and I'm sure very often discouraging journey. I'm going to do my best to try and power through and go for it anyways. And if you're the same, that's likely why you're here. And if you're a teenager and already investing and growing your wealth, that means you're already well on your way there. So if you are one of those people, make sure to smash that like button before we continue. Or anyone, just smash the like button, please. So the answer to the title of today's video, it's that, well, FIRE is very, very simple for why it's lazy. It's because you're retiring 30 years before the norm. Of course that's going to be, right? So, very, very simplistic answer there. And the reason you want to do this, obviously, is so you can be, pursuing your passions, your hobbies, all that sort of thing, instead of slogging away at an endless 9 to 5. Not to mention, FIRE is still 1,000 times more realistic than all those get-rich-quick schemes that you get as an ad on every single Graham Stephan video. Obviously, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be lazy, like I said earlier. You can be pursuing your hobbies and things you actually enjoy, that sort of thing. But that's kind of the idea behind FIRE, is that you don't have to work if you don't want to, if you're willing to work a lot harder, right? You work a lot harder for a shorter amount of time compared to working a much more mild amount for a very long amount of time. Sure, it's so, sort of evens out, I imagine, for the total work required, but overall, I would much rather work a lot harder for a lot shorter amount of time than work, a lot easier, but for a way longer amount of time. But, if you love your job, right, and you like going to work every day, you're excited for that sort of thing, then sure, FIRE isn't going to be for you. Or if it just seems like a ton of work, you don't want to have to give up, the youngest and best years of your life, I completely get that. But if you are willing to give them up and, not have to work forever, then very lazy. It's the easiest way through life if you can actually achieve it. You just have to keep expectations, very tempered. Obviously, you're not going to become like a millionaire. Well, technically your net worth will be to get enough in dividends. You're not going to be living how, you might think a millionaire lives in a movie or on the internet. You got to keep your expectations mild. Realistically, you're just going to be living a very average middle-class lifestyle, which I would rather do if it means I don't have to work forever. You're not going to be, how someone like Andre Geek started his channel about FIRE and is now a multi-millionaire. Obviously then, not really going to be possible for the average person. So, in the end, it's a very simple answer. But if you enjoyed that, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can see more videos like this as I upload every Tuesday and Thursday. And I will also have more videos on FIRE coming and all those other, personal finance related topics. That's the intro. You get that, right? But that's not too important. If you enjoyed the video, there is some more on screen right now for me, as well as just my channel icon. So make sure to click one of those. And thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Make sure to smash the like button too.